You talk about how this data is about systems of prediction, essentially. So walk me through a little bit about of that. Are we talking about with these sensors predicting on an airplane when an engine's about to fail or when it needs maintenance? Walk me through how the systems of prediction are going to work.
Sure. So first of all, you have to have the data scientists and machine learning to optimize for this machine learning, because for an aircraft engine, you may be looking at temperature, vibration, pressures, whatever. I'm not an expert on jet engines, but there was an example of a carrier that had, over in Europe, that had kind of short-haul flights. And they were trying to figure out, well, why is the engine wearing out faster than machine learning predictions? And it turns out they were short-haul flights, so you're at lower elevations. And so the wear and tear with more friction is going to burn up faster. So you kind of have to have some domain expertise to be intelligent as a data scientist and looking at that industry. So I think that kind of every industry has its quirks. You need, and someone mentioned earlier, like, where are all the machine learning companies? It's like, there's probably 100 or more out there. Yeah. They're just so small. You've got a half a dozen or a dozen data scientists that get together, and they're all for sale now at $100 to $200 million. You buy it and then they leave. You're kind of hosed.
Yeah.
So machine learning is hugely of interest. Everybody wants machine learning. It's just they're so small and so fragmented. You wish there were a couple big machine learning companies out there. As an investment banker, believe me, I'd be all over them now, because there's such high demand for them.
So it's interesting looking at the results of this, and just to that point, I'm almost a little surprised. About a third of the folks here think they're getting good returns from their big data investments. I mean, I think maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but it seems like there's at least a number of folks who are happy with what's going on.
I think that's much better than a poll I saw a little over a year ago. I think a lot of companies began to invest in data lakes. We don't know exactly what we want, so let's just start collecting the data. We'll put it in this unstructured format so that we can go back and slice and dice the data any way that we would like. So we've seen this with the consumer internet companies as well. Later they'll decide that, I want to look at certain patterns and slice data in a different way. So I think the first step was, let's get involved in aggregating the data, but to really derive value of that, you've got to feed your machine learning engine and see what the correlations are. And I think we're just, that's coming now and later. So I think the value of your big data is not at the data lake stage, and that's pretty much where a lot of the market is today.